season in Cusco. Maybe you're on the fence, wondering whether it's really worth it to make the trip all the way to Peru. And how much does it really rain in rainy season? I mean, with maybe limited days off, all those hours planning, and all that time traveling, plus all of the money that it's taken to get you there, will it be worth it? Well, we had the chance to spend a month in Cusco and in the Sacred Valley, and so we're here to bring you our experience and let you know, was it worth it or not?
She's Samantha, I'm Lucas, and we actually live here in Peru. We run a food tour company in Lima called Lima Gourmet. So during the pandemic, we had the perfect opportunity to go and spend a whole month in Cusco with our two kids.
Some of the things we like, culture, and Peru is such an amazing destination for that. Excellent food. As you may or may not know, Peru has made it onto some pretty important lists in terms of its gastronomy. And nature, we like nature. We want to get out and see what the landscapes of the place look like.
We are not that picky, but
we're picky, but not that picky. All right, so we've established kind of what we're looking for. So January is the rainiest season in the year as a month, and so that's when we decided to go and check it out and see what was going on.
They had told us that it mainly rained during the evenings, and we found this to be true. Most of the rain happened in the evenings. There were several days that we had rain, but in patches. It would rain just for a little bit, and then the good side.
Occasionally around midday.
Mm-hmm.
But really, there was no day. There was only one day out of the entire month that it rained the entire day. The day we went to Machu Picchu.
There were loads of positive things about the rainy season. It was virtually empty. There were not many people, and you had beautiful rainbows. We were making jokes all the time because of the amount of rainbows that we would see.
That's right. No rainbows without the rain. And it was so green. The landscape was incredibly beautiful. It was very vibrant colors. It was just very charming. It was really beautiful.
Yeah. And in Machu Picchu, we happened to be pretty much the only ones.
So let's talk about Machu Picchu. Good morning. It is a beautiful morning here in the Sacred Valley, and today we are off on a special adventure. Boys, where are we going?
To Machu Picchu!
Machu Picchu! So, let's talk about the logistics. Tickets, etc. Where do you get them? Okay, so you need to buy two things in order to get to Machu Picchu. Your train tickets and your tickets to get into Machu Picchu. The stressful thing is that you cannot buy them together from one website where you select train and entrance tickets. You have to do them separately. So what do you get first? Your train tickets or the Machu Picchu ticket? What I recommend is that you get first your tickets to Machu Picchu, and we are including here like the website. So you can buy your entrance tickets, and you have different times to get into Machu Picchu itself, and then get your train tickets. There are two main companies that run the trains to go from either Cusco or the Secret Valley. We took the train from Ollantaytambo because we were based in the Secret Valley. We drove to the town of Ollantaytambo, where we took the train, the Vista Dome, that we really recommend.
It was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Again, we were with the kids, but just for us and having the views and everything as you arrive, it was totally worth it.
If you have the budget, of course, the Hiram Gingham is one of the top experiences in the world. So definitely, if you can do it. If not, the Vista Dome is really worth it. And then you have other options for budget travelers. So we took it from Ollantaytambo, and once we arrived to the town of Machu Picchu, it used to be called Aguas Calientes. From there you have to take a bus that takes you to Machu Picchu itself. So there's another ticket that you can get, and also you can hire guides there. Obviously, apart from Machu Picchu, one great thing to visit is the Sacred Valley in Cusco. It's about an hour and 15 minutes drive from Cusco, and you can visit different little towns. The town of Maras is famous for this pink salt
The
flats.
salt, yep.
Then you have Moray very nearby, so you could combine these two. There they even rent the four-wheelers.
In terms of other things to do there, we have a real insider tip for you, which is Hacienda Huayoccari, a complete gem in the region that it should be on your list of things to visit if you have some extra days. Fantastic.
Hacienda Huayoccari is a place that they cultivate corn. It's a beautiful house.
Something else that's spectacular, they have lots of artifacts within the house. So they have ceramics, they have quipus, they have a gorgeous park that's been restored to really showcase a lot of these artifacts. And one of my favorite parts when we talk about nature and talk about the landscapes, the gardens at this place.
That was special. Yeah.
They're spectacular. Something that's really special about the Cusco region and about Peru in general is the biodiversity that we have in the country. So we just talk about orchids, which you'll find many of the hacienda, and even on the train to Machu Picchu, there are estimated to be between 2,600 and 3,000 different species of orchids only in Peru. So it was a real plus that brings in that side of kind of nature, color, so you can really connect with a place.
One of the other towns, perhaps the best known town in the Sacred Valley, is Urubamba. I'm gonna be honest here, it's not the cutest town, but you have the best infrastructure there. You have like banks, you have loads of restaurants, pharmacies, etc. And a lot of the top 5-star hotels are based in and around Urubamba. Also a lot of the houses for rent. You can stay in a very nice and luxurious 5-star hotel. You can rent a house. There are Airbnb options. You have boutique hotels. We went for something kind of special.
We did. It was an adventure. As a little mini tangent, a couple years ago I came across the design from this architect named Michael Reynolds for an Earthship, this self-sustaining house that had a greenhouse inside, a gray water system, and was made from upcycled materials. And so I just became fascinated with this. And so as we did our research for Cusco, I saw there was one based on this design in the Sacred Valley, which is where we wanted to be based. So it was just meant to be. So we decided to spend a month at this Earthship, which was really fantastic, and with young kids and just close to everything. It may not be for everybody, I understand that, but it was just kind of a special project to us to go and see it up close. So there's that.
The walks around, especially around Maras, everything, because it was the rainy season, everything was so green and the scenery was spectacular. You feel the altitude when you when you walk a bit, but it's so worth it.
I don't know if we ever did acclimate, so definitely take your the altitude pills, so soroche pills. That would be recommended, as well as the lemon candies. I mean, yeah.
And coca tea. They drink coca tea there.
As well as muña, infusions of muña as well.
In terms of clothing, layers. Layers are your best friend. Rain, if you go in January like we did, yeah, obviously some rain boots or boots if would be best, especially for these walks.
Water resistant layers, right? And clothing.
We did also enjoy Laguna Huaypo. It's like a beautiful place around half an hour from Maras in the Sacred Valley. And what did we do there?
We did stand-up paddle there. So we went with some friends. We had a barbecue there, and it was just great.
So was it worth going to Cusco during the rainy season in January?
Absolutely, hands down, without a doubt. The main takeaways are, it didn't rain that much, maybe a little bit every day. There were a lot less people because it's our tourism low season, being the rainy season.
Really green, the scenery was amazing.
And overall, we say, do it.
Do it.
If you found our content and our tips interesting and helpful for planning your trip in Peru, then like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Lima Gourmet, and look us up when you get to town, and we'll go out and have a bite to eat and show you around.
See you in Peru!